Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And I'm gonna be giving you part 35 of What If Naruto Was Sasuke. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out Anime King 2. And if this is the first time you're hearing of my second channel, Anime King 2, I will be leaving a link at the top of the description for you guys to go over there and check it out and enjoy. We can enjoy lovely what ifs as well. And click that red subscribe button if you enjoy the content over there. So, I posted 2 new episodes on my second channel. I posted an episode of What If Naruto was the next stage of Sixth Path, and I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto got a new bloodline. So go ahead and enjoy that. And I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto was trained to be a mercenary on this channel. So go and enjoy it as well. And remember, if you're new, click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family. And comment down below and tell me, because I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the last time we left off, after getting back his memories and after the flashback was over, the first place Naruto visited was the Cloud Village. After telling them his demands, he sent away Yujito and Samui in the same dimension that he sent away Konan in. He then went to the Mist as he talked to Mei, as right now the Mist was going through a civil war and Naruto knew all about it after capturing one of the ninjas and reading their memories. As he then told Mei his demands once he finished off Yagura and she became the new Mizukage, as Mei didn't believe that he alone could defeat all of Yagura's troops and defeat the three-tailed Jinchuriki. But she heard things about him and now she was going to see for herself. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off when Naruto went over to visit Yagura, as Mei, Kojuro and Ao was a distance behind him as they wanted to see what was going on. So you guys can switch across to the playlist and check out all their episodes. So let's start this new episode. Naruto arrived at the gates as he saw 2 guards right at the front gates and other guards on the top of the wall. So security is very strict because of the civil war. "Who are you?" one of the guards said, as Naruto didn't say a word. He just kept on walking as the guard took out a kunai and threw it at Naruto. The place is in a heated civil war, so right now they will take no chances, but the kunai just reflected off Naruto and went straight back at the guard in a fast speed as it pierced the guard as he fell off the wall. Naruto then lifted his hands as all of the guards prepared to throw their kunai as Naruto said almighty push, as the wall was destroyed in front of him as Naruto walked in. As Naruto went straight to the head office, the biggest palace he saw. The moment he reached near to it, he was surrounded by ninjas, shinobis, as they all had katana or some different sort of weapons. As they all charged at Naruto without hesitation, as Naruto said incineration, as he took in a deep breath and let out a hail of fire, as every ninjas that run towards him were disintegrated within seconds. As the buildings were scorched and burned, the earth was burned. As Naruto then looked up in the sky, as he held out his hand, as a shadow came over the place, Yagura saw this. One of his soldiers told him that someone had broken in, but he told them to finish it as he thought that it wouldn't be a threat. But he quickly went through the window as he looked down, as he saw the shadow all around the place. But what shocked him was when he looked up, as he saw a meteor heading towards him. That meteor was powerful enough to destroy everything, all of the buildings, all of the civilians, everyone would be dead. He quickly went on top of his building as chakra started to leak out of him, as a red chakra consumed him, as he then started to build a Biju bomb. He forced a lot of chakra into it, seeing that this was a massive meteor, as Naruto had already fly away, as he was waiting for Yagura to come out and see what Yagura will do against his meteor. As Yagura charged out the Biju bomb and fired it, the Biju bomb hit the meteor dead into the center, as the meteor exploded. Smaller rocks debris start to fall from the sky as Yagura runs through a set of hand signs. Water style. Great wave tsunami! Yagura yelled as he created a huge portion of water as he sent it towards the debris and the smaller rocks, destroying all of them with the force of the water. As he then let out a sigh as he was sweating, using so much chakra. As the people saw that everything was destroyed, they cheered for their leader. Even though the village was between a civil war right now, the people are still living in here. Suddenly, Yagura was sent flying away as someone appeared beside him and kicked him in the side of the head, sending him flying and breaking through the buildings. As the people of the village wonder what the hell is going on. One of Yagura's guards saw this as he realized who done it. It was the person that entered the village, as he told the rest of the troops to relay the army as they all started getting formation, as both Yagura and Naruto were now outside of the village, as they were on a wasteland that got a lot of battle scars and the earth was torn to pieces after the amount of fighting that happened here between the rebels and him. "What do you want?" Yagura asked as he was huffing. As he touched the side of his head, it was bleeding, but it was healing because of the tail beast inside of him. "Well, you see, my name is Naruto." "Naruto? The one that was taken by the Otsutsukis? You heard of me." "Fantastic," said Naruto. "So now, listen to my demands. This can work with you, or me. So, pick which one. I am here to take control over everything here, to be the leader of this entire cursive world. All of you will have to bow down and listen to everything that I say." "Is this a joke?" Yagura asked. "That is why I know you couldn't be reasoned with. But it doesn't matter. You have something that I want. I want the three tails that is inside of you. And you will have to die anyways." Yagura looked at Naruto as he smiled. "Well, it's about time," he said, as Naruto already sensed a great number of forces behind him as he slowly turned around to see Yagura's army. "So, your army is prepared?" As Naruto turned around, there were about 3,000 ninjas behind him, shinobis, who have been trained, as they were able to use all sorts of jutsus and powers. As Naruto smirked, "So Yagura, do you really think these can defeat me?" As Mei, Kojiro and Ayo were a distance away. "That kid's a real idiot," said Kojiro. "Do he really think that he can go up against all of them?" As Ayo had his eyes on Naruto, his Byakugan, as he couldn't put his finger on it. But Naruto's chakra coil, he wasn't sensing any chakra, something about it. It was chakra, but it has changed into something more dense and powerful. As Mei looked at Ayo, "Ayo, what's wrong?" "I don't know, but something is going on with this kid." As Naruto turned at the army, "Well, come at me," he said. As Yagura then waved his hand as the army rushed at Naruto. "Well, it's been a long time since I get down and dirty," said Naruto, as he then looked beside him, and a small pocket dimension opened, as Naruto put his hand in there, and the army was still running towards him, as Naruto held on to something and pulled it out. When he did, it was a white blade in a sheet. As Naruto pulled it from the sheet, as the blade sparkled in the sun, as the blade was long and white, and it had red stripings on the hilt, black hilt with a red stripe. As Naruto then pointed at the army still rushed towards Naruto as he channeled some of his power down into the sword. As Naruto then dashed off into the army, they all came at Naruto with full force, kunais, swords, shurikens. As Naruto was slicing and dicing, his blade sent off a ripple effect that sliced through 5 people at once. As Naruto was decapitating and slicing them from all angles, as bloods and everything was spattering. One of the leader of the army said stand back as they all cleared, as a portion of them run through and signs, fire style fireball jutsu. A number of them said as they surrounded Naruto as his body was engulfed with flames. But when they looked closely, Naruto had his hand out and the flames were being absorbed. As they all rushed through hand sign again, another portion of them, lightning style, lightning traveling current. As lightning rushed towards Naruto, as it struck him dead on. As he was being hit from all angles. Keep it up, man, one of them said as they kept on, hitting Naruto's attack from over and over and over. Fire style, lightning, water, wind, even earth, trying to crush Naruto. After their attack and their onslaught ended, most of them were on their knees after using up so much of their chakra. As when the dust and everything clear, Yagura stood there speechless. As he saw Naruto standing, unharmed, unfazed. You all are just a bunch of idiots, Naruto said. Haven't you realized yet that I can absorb power? I guess I'll return the favor. As all of the mans dropped their swords and their kunais, as they just realized that they just hit him with everything they've got. And yet still, he didn't limp or nothing. He was completely fine, not even a scratch on him. After all that, Naruto then lifted his hand up in the air as he created a ball of fire. As all of them started to retreat away from him, as they felt the intense heat, as it started to grow, as even Yagura had to step back, as even Mike, Hojuro and Ao were feeling the fire from the distance that they were. As Naruto raised his hand, as the fire then left his hand and flew up into the sky, as it then got larger and larger and larger to the point where it looked like Naruto called the sun from the sky, as the heat was intense. It was scorching hot and it hadn't even reached down to them yet, as all of the shinobis were running, and Naruto then squeezed his fist as the fire came down on all of them. Even though they were running, the moment it got near to them, their bodies started lit up in flame, as screams of terror and fright could be heard. But it was when it hit the ground, as the explosion was massive. Naruto sank into one of his dimensions as he got out of there. The explosion left a crater in the ground that was unlike anything anyone has ever seen. As it burned into the ground, all of the soldiers were wiped out like nothing, as Yagura was a distance away on his knees. This power, Yagura said, as he couldn't believe his army was wiped out like that. But he then got up. Even though my army is down, I still can't. He then freeze as he saw a sword coming out of the small dimension went through his gut. How is this possible? I didn't even sense you. As Naruto pulled back the sword and the dimension fully opened, as Naruto stepped out, as Yagura clutched his stomach on the ground, Naruto then placed his hand on Yagura's chest, as a seal appeared on Yagura's stomach. As Naruto's fingers started to glow a white light, as he jammed it into Yagura's stomach, he then turned his hand. As Naruto started to pull, as Yagura was in extreme pain already having the stab, and now this, as Naruto was pulling until Naruto stepped back, as he finished, as he ripped the tree tail out of Yagura. As Naruto lifted up his own stomach, as he then applied power and a seal appeared. Universal sealing, Naruto said, as he sealed the tree tail inside of him with a fast, quick pace. Inside of Naruto, the tree-tailed turtle was looking around. Where am I? He wondered, as the only thing he remembered last was Yagura on the ground holding his stomach in pain. He then saw something start to build out of the darkness at the corner of his eyes. As he turned around, as a dark figure walked towards him. "You're mine now," said the figure, as he engulfed the tree tail and swallowed him up in darkness. As Naruto smiled, "Another step to becoming the perfect being," he said. As Naruto then walked over to Mei, Kojiro, and Ao, as Ao stepped in front of Mei in a defensive stance. "Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you if you abide by my rules," Naruto said. "So, you have proven that you're strong," said Mei. "So what is it exactly you want?" "I already told you, to rule this world like a god. Right now, you're the new Mizukage. So my plans are currently on a halt, but I will be back soon, and by then, be prepared. And just a warning, if you think I'm not serious, I will wipe out half the population of this village. Although, it's just not enough of you guys, so that would make it bad for you guys." As Naruto then sank into one of his dimensions, as the three of them looked at each other as they were stunned by the events. Back at Konoha, Tsunade was currently in her office, as the Leaf Village wasn't total because of Naruto was there when he didn't remember anything and was still good, as he used the barrier to stop Pain Almighty push. As Tsunade got a report from the Raikage, as the Raikage told her what happened with Naruto, and he said that he wanted to control this world. But the Raikage had to come towards it, as he wanted to keep a 5 summit meeting with the Kages, as he knew that he is nowhere near Naruto's strength, because Naruto wasn't even focusing on a fight with him, and the kid easily got out of range at his fastest speed. So they need to wage war against him. As Tsunade cursed in her mind, "This is turned out to be a bigger problem than I thought. He wants to rule the world?" "Cat," said Tsunade as a cat envoy appeared. "Get Samantha." "Yes, Lady Tsunade." The cat envoy then vanished, as Tsunade cursed in her mind. Meanwhile, back with Naruto, he was currently flying through the sky as he reached his next target. As Naruto looked down, as he saw the village, the stone village. As Naruto arrived at the entrance, he walked up to the entrance as a guard asked him for his ID. "I don't have one," said Naruto. "Well, do you have permission to enter this village?" "No, not really. So you cannot enter this village," said the guard. "Well, I wish to speak to Oniki." "Oniki? How dare you disrespect our Kage by calling him by such?" As Naruto was not calling him with the proper respect that he needed. "I don't have time for this," said Naruto, as he then vanished, as he startled the guard when the guard felt a hand on top of his head, as his eyes then rolled over white as the guard dropped to the ground. As Naruto entered the village, one guard? "So, they're really slacking back here," Naruto said, as he saw the tower and he headed towards the Kage's tower. As Naruto took his sweet time heading there and looked on the people on the streets, as everyone was staring at him, knowing that he's not from here, the way he dressed, and most of them never seen him before in their life, and the village was not open, so not everyone could enter, so they knew that he wasn't from here. As Naruto finally arrived at the tower, he saw 2 guards stationed at the front. As Naruto just flashed his Rinnegan towards them, and the both of them went into some kind of trance and dropped down towards their knees. As Naruto walked in, as people on the road, civilians, were walking by and saw this, as they got a little startled and ran away from there. As Naruto smirked, as he walked and went up the stairs. As he started to walk up the stairs, he passed by Kurasuke, Oniki's granddaughter. As she glanced at Naruto, thinking that he must have gotten permission to get in here, since the guards let him in. As she was exiting, As she arrived at the front door to exit the place, as she saw the two passed out guards, as she quickly rushed back inside, as Naruto was already in the office. "Oniki," said Naruto. "Who are you? Coming in here and address me as such," said Oniki as he glanced at Naruto. "Oh, come on. You must have heard of me," said Naruto. "Alright, I'll just tell you one word. Otsutsuki." As Oniki's mind wondered, "It's you. You're the one that was taken by the Otsutsukis." The door then burst open as Kurosaki had a kunai in her hand as she rushed towards Naruto as she stabbed him right in the back. As Naruto is still looking at Oniki as he wasn't fazed by the stab, as Kurosaki was wondering what was going on. "So listen to me, Oniki. I am going to tell you something, and I am only going to tell you once." As Naruto then stepped forward as the kunai came out of his back as smoke came from the wound, as it healed in 1 second due to him having 2 Biju and this power that he possessed now. As Naruto then pulled up one of the chair and sit down, as Kurosaki pulled out another kunai, as Oniki raised his hands for her to stop, seeing that there was something up with this kid, seeing that he got a direct stab and it didn't faze him. As the Anvus in the corner were watching as well, but Oniki already dismissed them all, telling them to not attack, as he was suspicious to know what was going on. If anything, they were already there, so they could jump to his defense as quickly as possible. "Well, the thing is, I am going to rule this world," said Naruto. "Rule the world?" Oniki then laughed. "Yes, I have already informed the Raikage, the Mizukage, and the Hokage. So after you, the only one is left is the Kazekage. And I know you guys are going to want to keep your Kage's meeting just to come up with something if you guys should try and fight me or not. But trust me, don't pick that idea. Because if you do, I'll just murder all of the Kages. But right now, I'm gonna make you all live. Because I need some soldiers watching over the population. Even though I am great, I still need people working under me. So that is why you Kages will be working for me." Oniki chuckled, stopping Naruto in his tracks. "You have such an attitude. So do you really believe you can defeat all of the Kages and all of their shinobis if we plan to fight off against you? Well, if you try to fight, you will all just lose, and most of your shinobis will die. So that is why you should just listen to me. So I will be back soon, but when I come back I need my answer. If all of you will work under me and listen to me, but if you fail to come to the answer when I come back, I will wipe out half the population of this village to make you know that I'm serious." As Naruto then got up from the chair, as he turned and looked at Kurosaki, as he walked straight up to her, as she got into a fighting stance. As he looked her directly in the eye, "You're annoying," he said, as he just walked past her, not even bothered to doing anything. As Naruto then walked calmly out of the office, as he headed towards the exit and went off. As when he was gone, the Oniki sent one of his Anvu to watch Naruto leave the village. After that, the Anvu reported that he was gone. As Oniki then took out a pen and a paper, it was time for him to get in contact with the leaf that he hated so much, and the Raikage as well. Back with Naruto, he was flying through the sky at a rather fast speed. Yes, my plan is coming along nicely, and with this power I possess, I just hope that they listen to me. I don't want to wipe out half of the population for real, because I want them all to work for me, and if I do that, everything will just be less. Also, I will have to go for him soon." As he then headed to the sand, as Naruto stopped a distance away from the sand, as he felt something, he then looked up at the sky. "So, even when you're sealed, you're feeling my presence, and you're finding a way to contact me. But don't worry, I am coming for you soon. And it's not what you think, Naruto said, as he was talking up to the sky, as he then flew off again towards the direction. Naruto came at the entrance of the sand village. I don't have time for this, Naruto said, as he just flew over and entered the village. He went right for the wind tower, as he headed towards Gaara. When he got there, the place was empty. As he saw the receptionist sitting down, he looked at her. "Who are you?" she said, as Naruto came in without she even noticing anything. "Listen to me," as Naruto looked directly in her eyes as she froze. "Where is Gaara?" "He is in a council meeting," she said. "Perfect," Naruto said, as he went to the council meeting. "Who are you?" one of the elders said as they stood up and looked at Naruto. "Naruto?" said Gaara, as Temari looked at Naruto as well. "Is that Naruto?" "Yes, it is." What is he doing here, and why is he interrupting this council meeting?" As both Temari and Kankuro were standing behind Gaara, who was sitting down. "Gaara, I have come here to discuss something with you." As Naruto then told them his plan about controlling this world. As the members of the council now knew who Naruto was, as they heard everything when Gaara was kidnapped by the Akatsuki. "Naruto, what happened to you?" said Gaara. "Gaara, well, I can't really go over that now because I have somewhere to be. But think about my plan. Soon, the other Kages will contact you for a Kage meeting. And if you guys don't follow my plan, I will wipe all of you Kages out. And also, I'll be coming back soon for your answer. The first time, if you don't listen to me, I will kill half of the population in your village. So think about it," Naruto said, as he then turned to leave without much fuss. As he exited the place as he came in, silently, without anyone doing anything. As Gaara stood up, "Kankuro, Temari, let's go," he said. Meanwhile, Naruto was currently in the sky as he looked down. The sun was going down. "Found you," Naruto said, as he then speeded off to a direction. Meanwhile, Sasuke, Karin, Jugo, and Shigetsu, they were in a storage house, as Sasuke was going through his plan to kill the elders of the Leaf Village and destroy Konoha, as he found out the secret of why Itachi really killed the Uchiha clan, as he now had pure rage and anger boiling inside of him. But he had no idea what was going on in the world, nothing about Naruto or the Leaf Village, or paying to be that fact, trying to destroy Konoha, as he then felt something, as he turned around to see a dimension rip opening, as someone then stepped out. What the hell? As he got up from his seat, as Jugo and Shigetsu quickly rushed towards him, as Karin stepped back. "Hey, Sasuke, we really should talk," Naruto said as he entered. But guys, gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.